Hey everybody, Claire here, and today I'm with the lovely Courtney from Large Marge Cooks. And I am so excited about this because Large Marge sort of started as a pop-up restaurant, but now you guys are developing really amazing, I guess like
food products.
Food products.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the one that I'm obsessed with is your queso.
I'm also obsessed with it.
Yeah, and so you're like the queso master. So today we are doing sort of a version of queso that people can make at home that is super delicious, and I cannot wait. We're gonna do like a queso like whole situation.
Yes, and it's so easy to make.
Oh my gosh.
So easy to make.
I love it. So walk me through it. What do we have in front of us here?
All right, so this is American cheese. You can use Velveeta. I like to use Land O'Lakes Easy Melt. That's the most important part about this recipe. If you use a cheddar, or which tastes delicious, or any other type of cheese, even if it melts well, it still won't be the same creamy, ooey gooey queso that everyone from Texas always talks about all the time. It's so delicious. 2 cups of buttermilk, 3/4 of a cup of heavy cream, 1/4 cup of regular whole milk, 1/4 cup packed of Monterey Jack cheese shredded, and 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder.
I love how there's definitely moments of like tang and a little bit of bite, and like the garlic powder I feel is like your spirit animal in terms of pantry items.
Kind of, yeah. It just adds like that home flavor. Like to me, garlic powder tastes like everything that my mom cooked for me when I was a kid.
Totally.
It's like really, and then people forget about it. People like to use regular whole garlic, which has its place, and I love fresh garlic cloves, of course, but garlic powder, the sleeper hit. Like you gotta use it sometimes. It makes a big difference.
I feel like that's the thing that's like when it's on something, everyone's like, this is the best thing ever. You know?
Yeah, and everyone's like, what is that?
Awesome. Well, I cannot wait to get going on this. I just want to like dip my face in all the ooey gooiness.
So good. So good. All right, cool. So let's
do
get
it.
started. Do you want to throw, so we're gonna melt this over a water bath.
And so the reason why you do a double boiler for this is because you don't want to burn the cheese?
Exactly.
Okay.
Here's the trick that we're gonna help it melt more quickly. If you want to go ahead and add, this is the milk and the heavy cream to a pot. To the pot, we're gonna heat that up and then pour it over the cheese so it's hot. It'll just help the cheese melt down much more quickly.
Great.
To be clear, we're not gonna heat up the buttermilk. If you heat up the buttermilk, it'll curdle. So we're gonna add the buttermilk slowly with that as it all melts together.
Okay, perfect.
And you can also go ahead and throw this Monterey Jack cheese in with the queso. All right, so we're adding the buttermilk a little bit at a time and slowly incorporating it into the cheese. And then we're going to add the garlic powder and whisk it together really well. Sometimes the garlic powder tends to clump, so you really want to make sure you use your spatula to like stir it in really well.
This is lovely.
Oh, it's so beautiful. It's my favorite sight.
So many beautiful flavors and stuff going on. And there's one last thing though, in order to make the perfect sort of queso situation, right?
Yes.
Which is what we have right here.
Fresh fried tortilla chips. It makes all the difference in the world, and it's really, really, really easy.
Yum. So our oil, it's like regular canola oil up to 350.
Yes.
And then you basically quarter tortillas, punch a little hole in them so they don't puff up too much.
Yeah, what I did is I just took a paring knife and just went bloop, 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 in all of them, and that keeps it, when they start puffing, it's the air hole, so then they kind of go back down, so you don't have like big puffs and chips.
Awesome. And so how long do you think it takes for us to fry these?
It's actually, this is a very quick process. It'll take just a few minutes.
Awesome.
You'll know they're done when they get a deep golden brown. They'll keep browning when you take it out of the oil, so you don't want them to get too dark in the oil. Know that they're gonna get a couple shades darker once you take them out.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Cool, so we just put it into the spider and then immerse it into the oil?
Yeah, and then stir it around with the spider once it goes in, so they don't stick. These guys are sticky little dogs.
So what ingredients go into making the perfect bowl of queso?
And my perfect, it's different for everyone, but I can tell you for mine. For my perfect bowl of queso, I like a little picadillo, black beans, pico de gallo, chilies. These are poblanos that I roasted and diced. Avocado, cilantro, and a little squeeze of lime.
Beautiful.
And then of course the chips.
The chips look amazing. All right, well, let's dig into this. This looks insane.
It's so good.
Yum. Amazing. Don't you? I already loaded for the next chip.
Oh my God.
This is perfect.
It's so good.
This is so good. And what's interesting is that when we first poured it out, it looked kind of thin, but
Yeah.
as it cools, it gets super thick.
Exactly. That's why. So we intentionally make it really thin when it's really hot, so it's very thin, because as it sits, it gets thicker and thicker. And so instead of having just like a brick of queso, it's better if it seems too thin at first, because it will harden. And you can also throw it in the microwave and reheat it in like 20-second increments, and that'll keep it nice and loose.
Awesome. Well, this was absolutely delicious. This is a dream situation. Thank you so much for showing me how to do it.
Of course.
And if you guys want to check out more on Large Marge, make sure to check out their Instagram at Large Marge Cooks and largemargecooks.com.
Yeah, exactly.
Amazing. All right, well, thanks so much, guys.
Thank
Talk to
you.
later. Bye.